Hey Honu Honi fam, it's Becks here. Welcome to our video on our winter surf survival tips. How to make sure you're catching as many waves as you can during our cold winter months down here in Victoria. But first off, you might be wondering why it is that you want to surf in winter anyway when it's so cold. Basic answer, the swell is a lot more consistent during winter in Victoria. We get our best waves during the winter months. Also, because a lot of people get frightened off by the idea of the cold, you tend to get waves completely to yourself, or at least a lot less crowded, which means more waves for you. You can progress a lot quicker with your skills and maneuvers. So it's a win-win all around. The most important thing for getting you out surfing during winter is making sure that you've got the right kit, that you're nice and warm. So I'm going to go through a little run through of everything that I take out surfing with me. The very first thing is the obvious one, your surfboard. I don't feel like I need to go into much detail on that one. The next thing that you definitely need is a wetsuit. So I have a couple of different wetsuits that I alternate between. This one here is a 5'4" wetsuit. We will have a separate video going up that I'll link to somewhere, explaining the different kinds of wetsuits and all the things you need to know about them tech-wise. But for now, just know you'll need a wetsuit definitely. Most people surf in a 4'3". I certainly surf in a 4'3" most of the time, but you can go a little bit lighter, so a 3'2" or a 5'4". We'll talk about that in the other video. I also have my bathers that I wear underneath my wetsuit. That is just a habit that I am in. You don't need to wear anything under your wetty if you don't want to. It's just personal preference. I also have boots that I wear with my wetsuit. So these ones here are 3mm booties. You can go thicker, you can go thinner. I only have boots. I don't wear gloves or a hood or a vest, but they are all options for you. If you do want something that is just a little bit warmer, you can always rug up more. The reason that I don't go for things like gloves or the hood or the vest is because typically I only want to spend maybe half an hour to 45 minutes out in the surf anyway, and I find that I'm warm enough just with the boots on. If I was going to stay longer, I would definitely need something extra because that is around the mark that I get cold. So if you are wanting to do longer surfs, maybe consider investing in just any amount of neoprene to keep you warm, whatever it is that is going to still give you the ability to move around as much as you need, and also keep you nice and snug while you're out there. I do have a little cheap surf watch in here. I very rarely wear it. When I go out for a surf, I like to just kind of do it by how I feel, but if I have something on that I have to get back out for, I can just check that. It doesn't have anything fancy on it. I think it's just like a cheap Kmart watch or something like that. I've had it for years. It's never let me down. The other things I have in here. So this is for after the surf. I have a little toiletries bag. This has sadly been repurposed in COVID times due to not being able to travel anymore, but it's got basically everything in here that I might want once I get out of the water. So there's literally like face wash, shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant. I've got a little perfume in there as well. So absolutely anything I could possibly want after my surf if I need to be going straight to somewhere else, so that I don't have to stop in at home if I don't need to. Sunscreen, really important one. I wear sunscreen all year round because I'm in the water pretty much every day. A lot of people skip sunscreen and zinc during winter, but I just am in the habit of wearing it. I always do. And I do find that I still get tan lines and things if I don't wear it. So for me, I always have my 50+ sunscreen on, and then also zinc across my nose, cheeks, and top of my head. I have in here, so this is a water bottle and there's also a cloth. These ones are not for drinking, it's for cleaning things. Very specifically, I leave them outside my car once I've locked it for my car key. So this I strap onto my wetsuit. I've got a little spot for it. It clips on underneath the neck zip, so it's nice and safe and won't fall off. On one of my other wetsuits, it's got a little pocket with a connection for it so it doesn't fall off. But I don't leave my key near my car. I've got a key lock that I could attach to my car, but I just don't use it. So this sits outside my car underneath the wheel with the bit of cloth. When I get out of the surf, I just rinse off my car key and wipe it dry as much as I possibly can with that little cloth before I try and open my car, mainly so that my mechanic doesn't absolutely kill me when I've rusted up all the locks. That being said, I definitely do have a drink bottle in here that's just got water in it. For winter months in particular, I also always have a bottle of tea in there, so something hot to drink once I get out of the surf. Just if I am feeling a little bit cold through the core, some hot tea is really nice. And I drink mostly herbal teas. We have a wide range of teas that we use at the surf camp, and basically I just choose whichever one I feel like most on the day. The winter one has obviously been a favorite during winter for very clear reasons, but it's just whatever I'm most wanting on the day. In here as well, there is a tiny little bottle of hand sanitizer because COVID, just in case I'm feeling a bit sus using the public toilets or anything like that. Maybe most importantly, and this is like my best kept secret, so this is, it's not really a secret, this is a hoodie towel here. So this is to get changed nice and easily. I've got two. This one's a super nice warm one. The other one I have is quite thin, so I tend to not use that during winter, but this one here, super snug. I can get changed in and out of my wetsuit at the beach nice and easily, no dramas. And most importantly, you probably saw me pull this out of the towel before. I always have a hot water bottle on me when I surf during winter, so I wrap my towel around it so my towel is nice and warm when I'm getting changed, both before and after the surf. And as long as the water is just cool enough to be able to tip over myself, as in not still boiling, I'll use it as like a semi-shower once I get out of the water as well, just to warm me up, especially if, say, my feet have gone really numb. This is the winner. So you'll you'll notice if you ever come down on surf camp, there are hot water bottles everywhere. And you're very much encouraged to bring them along for dinners or to take them with you down to the surf. And the final piece of equipment that's super essential to me is a wetsuit tub, just anything that you can put your wet gear in once you've finished your surf. So this one here, I had to look it up. They cost like $4.50 from Big W, Kmart, that sort of thing. This is a 40-litre tub. That's a really good size for them. That being said, if you are environmentally conscious, you may not want to get something plastic and cheap. The surf brands generally do have good fabric tubs that are also collapsible, so you can have a look at those. They're obviously more expensive. And I'm assuming that at least one of them, maybe Patagonia, has one that is made from recycled material or environmentally friendly, sustainable kind of processing. And if they don't, business idea for whoever wants it. The reason that I don't know and the reason that I have one of these tubs is because I've always just managed to find one of these tubs left behind at, say, like a share house that I've been living in, or a friend has had to and has gotten sick of me dragging my stuff around in like a tub that's breaking, so they'll give me one of theirs. So I've actually never bought one of these, and you'll probably be able to find something around your house that can fit those needs without having to go out and buy something new. But if you do want one, they're cheap, they're very easy to get, and they're very, very handy. The other way that you can use them is if you are getting changed somewhere where there's a lot of sand or gravel on the ground, you can stand in it to take your wetsuit off to make sure that your wetsuit doesn't get absolutely covered in sand and gravel. So really handy for that as well. Something that I do not have on me today, but that I usually have with me, is food. I usually have like an orange or some kind of snack for after the surf, sometimes before the surf. I always have food on me because I do get very hungry very easily, so it's important for me to have something to snack on at all times. So that's it, team. That is pretty much what goes into my winter surfing bucket, what I always have on me. Let us know what you think below, and if you have any suggestions of what else you would add to make it super comfortable and super warm and cozy for you to surf during winter, let us know in the comments below. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you back here soon.